first question is, where did you when you were a child?
I lived in Europe in a country known as Norway.
And was Norway like a violent city at all?
No, well, when I was there in the 40s, it was occupied by the Germans, so we were kept pretty much under their thumb.
And what do you mean by under their thumb?
We had rules and regulations. We couldn't go out at night. We had to be in before it got dark.
Okay. And what was the world like when you were a child?
Well, that was the extent of my world.
What do you mean?
Well, the Germans had their rules and regulations, and I had to follow them.
Okay.
Okay.
And what was your time like with your family?
Very quiet.
No one misbehaved in your family?
Well, we were pretty, let's see. We had blackouts.
Okay.
Do you know what blackouts are?
Yeah.
Okay. We had dark shades over our windows. No one was allowed to light a match or go outside and leave the door open.
So what did they use when you had blackouts? What did they use to light it up? Did they use flashlights or something?
No, we just more or less walked around in the dark. And that was so that the airplanes from from England or the United States would come to inspect and see what was going on. We didn't want them to see anything, so everything had to be black. And we got in trouble if we lit something.
Okay. And what were some of your grade school experiences when you were a child?
Well, I lost my school because the Germans decided that's where they want to live. So the soldiers lived in our school. So I went to school in a little chapel by a church.
Was the chapel by your house? By your
No,
home?
it was an hour away from where I lived.
So were you ever late for school?
I don't remember ever being late because I was scared of my teacher.
Okay. And what were your hobbies and special interests when you were a child?
Well, I liked to go skiing. And I liked to go down by the water because we lived by the fjords.
What is fjords?
Fjord is inlets along the coast. Water inlets, they call them inlets. I think that's what they call them. And there were fjords or inlets all over the place because that's the coastline of Norway.
And when you entered, you went skiing? I've never went skiing, so
Well,
like
it's
to know,
well.
is it tough?
I asked my mother for skis, and she said, "Well, come with me." So we went in the barn, and there was an old barrel, and she broke the barrel, and she handed me 2 pieces of wood that used to be a barrel, tied them on my feet, and said, "Go learn how to ski, then I'll buy you a pair." Okay?
Okay. And what was a typical day like when you were a child?
Well, besides going to school, it took me an hour to get there and an hour to get home. There wasn't very much time left for play.
So when did you usually get home from school?
When it was dark.
Did you have enough time to do homework and finish it all and
Yeah,
be able to
well,
get to bed?
yeah, we used to stay in the house and do the homework and stuff, so they made sure we did our homework.
Okay. And what would happen if you didn't? Would they give
I
you
never
detention
found
or
out,
something?
because I always did my homework. I never found out what they did to you. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
And what did you do for fun when you were a child?
Well, like I said, I like to ski. I had my toys. I used to play with them. I had dolls, and well, like any other child. Okay.
Okay. And what were your dreams for the future when you were a child?
Well, due to the fact that we were occupied, very few people thought of the future. We just wanted to take care of each day as it came and went. Okay?
Okay. And when you were a child, who were your special friends?
I had, well, one or two special friends that I went to school with. And we used to go, you know, walking around and laughing and meeting each other's houses and things like that.
And when you went to school, did you walk or did you get a ride, or
We walked.
did your friends walk with you?
Yes.
Okay. And when you were a child, what were your responsibilities?
Oh. Help my mother as much as I could. I guess that was a responsibility, but I didn't think of it as that when I did it. I just did it.
Okay. Did you have any other responsibilities?
I used to babysit a lot. Okay.
Okay. And when you were a child, what was your favorite music?
I really didn't have any. There wasn't very much music played. Okay.
All right. And what was your favorite pet when you were a child?
I didn't have one.
You didn't?
No. Just a cat that belonged to the farm that I lived on. That's all.
You didn't? Did you have any dogs or any
No.
to take care of the cattle?
No.
Okay. And when you were a child, who was your hero?
I really don't remember having a hero. I know I admired my brother a lot, so I guess I could call him an hero.
Okay. And did you play any instruments when you were a child?
No, there were none available.
Okay. And all right, that's done with the childhood, and now we're starting the teen years.
Yep.
And how was your first date when you were in your teen years?
My first date. Oh, mamma mia. I can't remember that far back. I remember going to, we had cafes in Europe, and we would go and have sandwiches and coffee. But that was about the extent of it.
Okay. In your teen years, how was your first job?
Okay. You really want to know? Okay. My first job was when I went to Sweden after the war was over. I worked in a fish factory. Put anchovies in a can. Okay? And then, after they were in the can, I would put them on a conveyor belt, and they would go in the back and seal them.
And
Okay.
when you said you went after the war was over, what war was it? World War II?
World War II.